This is.
Hello all and welcome in to the first ever WHF Draft. I'm WHFRO, your host for this evening, and we're here with 10 of the 11 team captains here in the chat. Welcome in everyone into the stream. This is going to be an absolute barn burner to watch, so make sure you stay tuned. But welcome into the draft, and Hemi, who is working behind the scenes, he is controlling the feed, so Hemi will head on through the stream. We've got our draft order here. The first 11, Red Bull start, followed by Mercedes, then it's Haas, then Ferrari, 5 is Williams, then it's McLaren, Cadillac, V-Carb, Audi, Alpine and Aston Martin. That is Nis, Alfie, Ty, Arrow, Ledgeman, Craig, Thori, Hayes, Northey, James and Michael in that order. Let's go on through and look at the team captains, as we'll start with Nis, who is the Red Bull team captain. I actually haven't read any of these quotes, so we'll see what Nis has said, but Nis is an 8-time Grand Prix winner, has won 2 of this opening social races, and obviously has won the Constructors' Championship. As someone says, as the stream just ended. Is the stream still okay? Please don't tell me the stream's died. No, the stream's still going on my end. I don't know why someone has pinged me that. But what has Nis said? Not here to fight for scrappy points, here to fight for podiums and win. Only the best are at Red Bull. And for those of you unaware, Nis had previously been with V-Carb, and after winning the overall Constructors Championship, he then moved on to he moved on to Red Bull. As Ollie in the chat says, why is Nis kinda, and then he put a Pikachu face. I think Ollie thinks Nis is quite attractive. But anyway, we'll move on to Mercedes with Alfie. Alfie, who got second with Haas, he then moved to Mercedes, and Alfie, who is Tier 3 champion, will now be moving up to Tier 2, and we'll see what his quote says. But 2 race wins, he says, how has someone snuck... Oh, never mind. That's Craig has put in the Hammond thing, the sound alert, as from complete success you learn nothing, failure and setbacks teach you everything on how to improve, and hopefully this season Mercedes have as many setbacks as possible. As we'll move on to Haas, as Ty finished 3rd with Aston Martin before moving to Haas, won 4 Grand Prix, as we've got what is Twitch doing? A community train? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. But Ty had previously won a Tier 2 championship and a Constructor Championship as well, 4 race wins. And Ty says, I've always believed that you should never ever give up and you should always keep fighting even when there's only the slightest chance. And for those of you who weren't around for his Tier 2 championship, it was a 3-way battle to the end, and Ty stayed into the very end and won it in Abu Dhabi. But we'll move on to Arrow, who will be team captain 4, as what is that in the background? Well, 4 race wins for Arrow, 5-time pole sitter, 1-time Tier 1 driver champion. Let's just pause for that. Season 4 champion, won the Constructors Championship last season in Tier 3. We'll see what his quote says. I like men. What? Who put that? What?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Right. We're gonna have words after the stream. Let's move swiftly on to Williams is next. Ledgeman scored 1 podium in the past. Let's see what his quote says. Anyone can win once a champion makes it a habit, and hopefully Ledgeman will have a lot of habits this season. Ledgeman, although in the social races so far has not started great, but hopefully as we move on can have a much better start. But let's see who is next in the order. As Craig, 7-time podiums with McLaren, and let's see what Craig says. as Craig says, our race strategy is simple: send it, survive, and then pretend we planned it. That is a beautiful, beautiful strategy, Craig. We're looking forward to seeing that from McLaren. And let's see who's next in the order. It will be Cadillac Thori, who last season got finished P9 at best, but I think he's found some new pace on this game, so we'll have to wait and see how Thori gets on, and we'll see what he has said. Predict the chaos on the podium, and if Thori gets a podiums, I will be doing very inappropriate things on stream, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see who's next in the order, as it'll be Hayes with RB. Won a race last season, was the runner-up in Tier 2, 3 podiums, and we'll see what she said. She says, hello there. That's an amazing quote, and one to live by is hello there. A famous Obi-Wan Kenobi once said that, so that is a beautiful, beautiful quote right there. As we'll see who's next in the order. And it is Audi. It'll be Northie. Reppin' Audi finished P5 last season in his best race. And we'll see what Northie's quote is. It is an honour to lead Audi to our first Formula 1 season as team captain. This year we fight the best of the midfield and lay the foundation, challenging the big four. We don't just join the grid, we come to build, and that might be fighting words from Northie, as we'll see how Audi get on this season, and we'll see who's next in the order. It'll be Alpine with James, another former champion, and back in Tier 3, also at a Constructors' Championship, I believe with Ferrari, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll see what the Alpine team captain's quote is. It is, champions don't wait for the perfect car, they extract perfection from what they have. And we'll see if the Alpine can extract perfection like they had 20 years ago. But we'll move on to the final team captain in the order at Aston Martin, Michael Louis, the latest team captain to join, and has won 5 races in the past. And I believe had a podium in Tier 1 last season, so Michael is going to be very feisty this season. We'll be looking forward to seeing how he does. As he says, as much as this was quite last minute, I'm very excited to lead the green. Dust spins this season, no pressure, no aero, no GP2 engines, what could go wrong? Well, it's a good thing Michael is dampening the... basically dampening expectations before the season, but we'll move on into the draft now, and this is where the money is made with the key picks. Who is going to be what pick? Let us see. And I believe with that, Nis will be on the clock to make the very first pick. And who will be the first pick at Red Bull? And it is going to be... It's Nis. Nis picks himself. What an absolute master pick from Nis. And it'll be very exciting to see how Nis gets on this season. And with that, it is Alfie on the clock next for the number 2 pick. We'll have to wait and see. But Nis is the number 1 pick in the very first WHF draft. And we will see how Nis gets on at Red Bull after moving from V-Carb. Can Nis win the championship this season? Was very quick in the social races. 2 out of 3 wins, and honestly in that Abu Dhabi race yesterday got very unlucky with a couple of disconnects and a couple of issues with the midfield, and we'll have to wait and see who is going to be next, as Alfie has made his second pick of the draft. Who will it be? Alfie is going to pick Trixie, who was last season's champion, and Trixie now makes the move from V-Carb into Mercedes, and that driver image is beautiful, as Ty Clear is now on the clock. Who will be next? We will have to wait and see, but Trixie won the championship last season and now moves to Mercedes. Could Trixie retain his title? We'll have to wait and see. But a lot of people in the chat says... what a pick there, says Ollie Bean. Ballard says, could this be considered, or Mallard says, could this be considered nepotism for Nis picking himself? We'll have to wait and see, as Aston Martin currently on the clock with Ty Clear, as Lord McJigglebun says, I declare myself for the draft. Interesting. But as we wait for the next pick, we've got the previous V-Carb team, who finished the season 1 and 2, Nis and Trixie, are now going to be the first 2 picks in this season's draft, and we'll have to wait and see who will be going number 3. But what does it? Anyone have reactions about that first pick from Alfie?
Interesting.
Why not Cookie?
Yeah. He doesn't want any other engine than a Red Bull or V-car engine.
I don't think that's his choice, to be fair.
Well,
I mean,
we'll have to
he
wait
can
and
just
see.
not race.
We'll have to wait and see who is next as we'll head on to the number 3 pick. And at Haas, it is going to be Berlin. Ty is keeping his teammate from last season. Berlin heads to Haas, makes the switch from Aston Martin along with Ty last season and moves to Haas. Berlin moves to Haas as they did very well in the Constructors last season. Haas got in P3, and actually it was such an intense battle between Ferrari and Aston Martin last season, and genuinely 1 point split them at the end of the season. I think there was penalties that came the way of LWB for Ferrari in Spa on the final race of the season. I think there was actually penalties that came for Ty as well. But I think LWB had more penalties that essentially meant that he finished behind Ty, and that was all Ty needed to finish 3rd in the overall Constructors' Championship. It was a very exciting battle, and in that race, we did also see Nis pick his elusive first win up. But we're going to move on to the number 4th pick at Ferrari, and who has Arrow picked, aka myself. And at Ferrari, it's going to be Cookie. It was only going to be one man. Cookie joins Ferrari, and we'll have to edit the sound so that he enjoys racing the car, but no one cares. Cookie's going to be racing a Ferrari. I'll send him some mods to put a Red Bull engine in it. But Cookie moves to Ferrari after many seasons with Red Bull. What a pick. I may be tooting my own horn here, but what an absolute pick. We'll have to wait and see. But next on the clock will be Williams, and we'll have to see who Ledgeman picks. But Cookie, a 6-time champion in WHF, had a chance to win in Season 3 on the final race of the season, but had a hurricane that knocked out his power that led Ollie to winning his first title. And then last season in Season 7 had a chance to win in the final race of the season, but didn't show up, and that allowed Trixie to cement his first WHF championship. And it's going to be exciting to see who will be champion next season. We've got such a competitive field with us here, and we'll have to wait and see who's next. And as we've got the next pick rolling in for Williams at number 5, who is it going to be? And it is the man, the myth, the legend. It is Himmy Dimes. The man running the stream is now joining Williams, and Himmy has got to be the next driver picked. And Himmy, who won in Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day. I think that was the end of Season 6. As Lord says, wait, is there only one tier? No, there is 2 tiers, Lord. We will have 44 picks in this season's draft. And I'm just double checking that everyone's got the correct pick. Yeah, everyone's got the correct pick so far. As next on the clock is going to be McLaren. And we'll have to wait and see who Craig picks. Craig this season will be, I believe, staying in Tier 2. But hopefully we can see Craig pick up some wins. We'll have to wait and see with McLaren. But what does everyone think about the picks so far? Himmy, if you're able to talk, I don't know if you are because you're a bit busy editing, but are you excited to race for Williams?
I'm already racing Williams in another league, so why not add another?
Yeah, perfect. And Hemi is going to get used to that Mercedes engine, and hopefully it's quicker than the real life Williams, because he would be stuck at the back of the field if so. But we're going to move on to the 6th pick of the draft at McLaren. Who is it going to be joining the Papaya car? And at number 6, it's going to be Gordon. Gordon makes the move back to McLaren, raced at McLaren many seasons ago and did some of his finest racing at McLaren. And Gordon now pick number 6 in the draft. And well, it'll be exciting to see Gordon race this season. And on the clock next will be Thory, although I think Thory had that pick already wrapped up because he is one of the team captains who has signed a restricted free agent. And at number 7, it is going to be Mo 2 Solver joining Cadillac. And from the rumour mill, I've not seen this man race, but from the rumour mill, he is rapid. So Thory has picked up a very quick teammate in Tier 1. And next on the clock, it'll be Hayes, if Hayes is listening. Hayes, I think, is the only person in the chat, as we'll see who Hayes picks for V-Carb. And V-Carb used to be owned by Nis, but now that Nis has made the move to Red Bull, he is now has taken over the V-Carb team, and it'll be exciting to see how Hayes gets on. Finished P2 last season with Tier 2, and we'll have to wait and see who Hayes ends up picking up for Tier 1, as MB and Rain in the chat both say that Mo is definitely fast, so I'll be looking forward to seeing him race this season. It'll be interesting to see how quick he is, because there's a lot of new drivers joining the league here in at the top of Tier 1, and I'm hoping Mo can be another one of the challengers for the championship, as LWB says no, not as fast. I don't even know what he's trying to say. But we're going to move on to pick 8, which will be Hayes' pick. And Hayes is picking up, it's going to be Echo. Echo, who was at McLaren last season and has had multiple seasons where it's been hot and cold. He's such a rapid driver, but gets involved in drama. And hopefully here on this game, Echo can avoid the drama. And we know Echo has supreme pace. We've seen it in the social races. In the Mad Ring, he had a chance at a podium, but for some reason decided under a VSC he wouldn't pit. But maybe if he had a good race engineer, Echo would be one of the quickest drivers out there. But Echo, rapid on pad. Next on the clock will be Audi with Northy, and we'll have to wait and see who Northy picks. But Echo makes the move to V-Carb, and thankfully at V-Carb, Echo will not have to deal with a dictatorship that was going on last season at V-Carb, where drivers were getting binned off left, right and centre. But as Nis will tell you, he won the overall Constructor Championship. So, I mean,
yeah,
it
worked.
The dictatorship worked, so it's hard to fault him. I mean, there's a lot of upset drivers, but in the end,
I don't give a shit about those drivers. I'm just here to fucking win.
As Ollie B in the chat says, this Nistatorship, and I think we're going to have another Nistatorship at Red Bull, and this time Nis will have the advantage of the best pick of the litter. Picked himself as first pick, and we'll see who he picks for the 12th pick in the draft, but we're still waiting for the 9th pick of the draft at Audi. Audi just joining the grid along with Cadillac. 2 new teams. It's brilliant to see them joining, and it'll be really exciting just to see 2 new teams on the grid. And I wonder who'll be the first drivers at Cadillac and Audi. The Tier 1 driver will be Mo, and I've yet to see him race, so a new driver at a new team. It's going to be an exciting thing to see, as MB in the chat says Nis will be the real helmet Marco. And next it's Audi on the clock, and who will be the pick for Audi at number 9? It is going to be DZ Racer. DZ Racer has joined Audi, and Tier 2 champion last season has found rapid pace on wheel. He only got his wheel at the start of WHF Season 6, I believe, and he's already up in Tier 1. That's how quick DZ Racer has developed to be the 9th pick in the draft. Next on the clock is James at Alpine, but a lot of drivers have come through. Actually, now that we're here, I should probably write all these down just so that I don't get confused with who's not available. So at number 1, it was Nis. At number 2, it was Trixie. At 3, it was Berlin. Then it was Cookie. And then Hemi. And McLaren was Gordon. Cadillac was Mo. V-Carb was Echo. And here at Audi was DZ Racer. And we'll see who James tries to pick for Alpine Tier 1. We'll have to wait and see, as we've got 2 teams left to make their first pick in the draft, as Nis, or what the story said? I don't know why that's a banned word. Apparently, Nis, or Thor in the chat says Nis will sack himself.
What?
But
Nah.
the more crazy thing is that it says that
Sack is a bad word.
Twitch says sack was a bad word. I guess it can be. But we'll move on to the next pick anyway. At number 10, who is going to be 10th in the draft at Alpine, James is going to select. It's going to be Ollie at number 10. Ollie at Alpine, and the former WHF Season 3 champion goes to Alpine, and man has rapid pace in race pace, but in qualifying it leaves a lot to be desired, as Hemi has sent me a message to blah, 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 blah. Okay, I think I know what he's saying. Okay, but anyway, back onto the stream. Next on the clock is Aston Martin. Michael Louis is going to be the next driver, as Discord has stopped working on my phone. But has the pick been made by Aston Martin? We'll have to wait and see. And it is going to be Michael Louis at Aston Martin. And Michael had a brilliant season last season, his best season ever in WHF. Got a podium in, don't tell me, was it Vegas? Michael, are you there? Do you remember, where was the podium again? I don't think Mike.
I believe I've got a podium in Baku and Spa.
Baku and Spa. Oh yeah, and you got P2 in Belgium. I forgot that. P2 in Belgium. So Michael is definitely going to be one to watch with Aston Martin, the latest team captain. So we'll look forward to see Michael next season. But as Hemi said, we are. I think I'm going to have to read this again. He says we are going to do an intermission. Because we're gonna, I'm a bit confused. But anyway, that is our first 11 picks. We'll run through the order one more time. It is, the first pick was Nis, followed by Trixie, followed by Berlin, then it's Cookie, then Hemi, Gordon, Mo, Echo, DZ Racer, Ollie, and Michael Louis. And there's still a lot of quick drivers on the board here. I know there's at least one or two that I thought would have been in the top 10 or in the top 11, sorry, that haven't gone yet. So I'm rubbing my hands together thinking about the options available here. So we'll have to wait and see. I think honestly, Nis has a very, very good couple options as his teammate this season, so I'm sure Nis, we can already see him going, he's licking his chops, and we'll see.
I've got someone to I can call in. So if this is not a good driver, then he's getting replaced.
Well, I mean, that's probably the worst possible way to start. Nis is already threatening his driver before he's even joined. He hasn't even been picked yet, and Nis is already threatening him. We'll have to wait and see who Nis picks. And Nis will put his pick in the Team Captain channel. As not sure if he's done making whatever he was making. I'm not quite sure. But we'll have to wait and see how Nis gets on and who is going to be his second pick in the draft. And a reminder, the advantage of winning the overall Constructors' Championship is that you get a big advantage for the following season, because you essentially get the favourite or the number one picks, really. You get the number one pick in the draft, and also you get the second pick as... let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. As Ollie's coaching who he wants as a tier 1 teammate. Yes, Lord, the captains do pick out of the signups. And we'll have to wait and see who is next. I can't quite tell what graphic Himmy is making next for the stream. But we'll have to wait and see. But I'm sure we're going to find out now. I don't know if this is the next pick. It is the next pick at Red Bull. And who is going to be the number 12th pick in the draft? It is going to be Ho-Chin goes to Red Bull. And let me tell you, the only drivers who have won a social race before the start of the season is Nis and Ho-Chin. Red Bull are definitely a team to be feared this season. Ho-Chin has found absolutely rapid pace on this game, and I fear Red Bull might be in for another Constructors' Championship win if there's no one who can do anything to stop it. We'll have to wait and see. But next there'll be Mercedes on the clock. But Nis, what made you pick Ho-Chin?
So he basically DM'd me saying he will lock in, not DNF. So and he's won the social race. So yeah, it was sensible and his times were good. So yeah, but if he slacks, it's right out the door.
Now, as the interviewer, I'm going to pretend like I'm holding the mic to your mouth when I ask you this question. Did you know that... I know Ho-Chin did win the social race yesterday in Abu Dhabi, but did you know last season he actually picked up a season ban in Abu Dhabi that also means any penalties that he does pick up this season will be doubled? Were you aware of that?
Yep. That's why I took him, because I already have someone for a second driver that is arguably equal or better. So if he gets banned, it's it's another driver that's decent. So
well, we'll have to wait and see if Ho-Chin can lock in, or will he be binned off a cliff by the dictator himself, Nis. But we'll move on to Mercedes at pick 13. Who's it going to be? And I've just realised I need to make my picks, but it is going to be GVKP, another new debutant this season, joins Mercedes, and that is another one of the restricted free agents that has been signed. Mercedes pick up their second tier 1 driver, and I don't have a lot to say about GVKP, as I've never seen him race, but hopefully this season he can be very rapid. We'll have to wait and see. But next on the class will be Ty with his final tier 1 pick. As at Haas, it's going to be Ty picking himself at number 14. And with that, it'll be Ferrari on the clock. And I actually have realised I've now got to look at who's available. So if anyone who's in here wants to distract the chat while I look through the options really quick.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
The time's ticking.
I've actually got 2 options in my mind. As Star in the chat says, Fa! This is actually harder than I thought it was going to be, because I actually don't know. There's a person I want to pick, and then there's another guy who I'm surprised has not went yet. And I think I might have to pick this person, because simply of how quick they are and the fact that they have not went yet.
Pick it.
Here, lads. Chat about something.
Fucking go on, man.
Here, I have been distracting the stream. You have had time to think about your picks. I have had no time to think about my picks. This is big undertaking. Oh, I've just seen a third driver I want as well. Oh Jesus.
You need to pick Noah.
You know what? We're gonna send it. If this driver lets me down, I am gonna be crying. But I'm gonna send this pick, and hopefully they lock in, because I have a lot of faith in that pick. But if they do not lock in, I'll be very upset, because I feel like the team that we have at Ferrari is one to beat. But we'll move back again. Ty Clear picks himself at 14, and Ty, a former Tier 2 champion, had a very good season last season. We've seen Ty develop over the last 2 seasons in Tier 1 and is going from strength to strength, and we'll have to wait and see who is going to be next on the board. At Ferrari, although to be fair to him, I did give him extra time to edit because it took me so long to make my pick. But in all honesty, there is 2 other drivers that I would have definitely picked as well. So I'm hoping the pick that I have made is going to be the right one, but you never know how it'll go. But there is only, let me count really quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more spots to go left in Tier 1. So we'll have to wait and see who is going to be the final 7. But Himi has announced who the next Ferrari pick is going to be and who is going to be driving at Ferrari. It is going to be OTL Pablos, who has joined Ferrari as the number 15 pick, and in my personal opinion, it is going to be the best team in in the Tier 1. We'll have to wait and see, but Red Bull looks pretty strong, but we'll have to wait and see who is going to be the quickest drivers. But next on the clock, I believe, is Williams. Yes, Ledgeman, you need to pick someone. I think Ledgeman has picked. No, Ledgeman, you've picked the right person.
Oh.
Ledgeman, you don't need to pick.
You picked him.
You have picked the person, unless you want to delete that message and pick someone else really quickly. But you have picked a person who's yet to be selected. So we'll have to wait and see who the Williams pick is going to be. And there's a lot of options at left in Tier 1 that I'm surprised haven't went yet. There's a couple people I know that. What are you laughing at, Ness? What's going on?
Just the pick, man. I know that guy so well.
I'm confused. Maybe he's terrible. I don't know.
I just went off their lap times. I don't know them, and now I'm really concerned.
This guy spun into turn 1. Going into turn 1 in Monza, under braking, he spun.
Well, here, to be
in
fair...
F1 25.
Alright, I was about to say, to be fair to him, in the new game, it's difficult under braking because the rear just snaps, but on 25, I'm like,
Well,
that's
they
concerning.
are the 11th fastest in sign-up, so that's all I went off.
Well, we'll see who is the next pick for Williams so that the stream can see who we're talking about. It is going to be
if they're bad, I have to put in this for them.
It is going to be Alex, aka Wayne Lineker.
Lineker.
I don't even know what that means, but here, congrats to Alex joining Williams. He will have Himi as a teammate, which I'm sure Himi is delighted about. Himi is going to be absolutely buzzing, as next it's McLaren on the clock with the 17th pick. And there is 2 drivers in my mind that should have went already that still haven't gone, that I'm really surprised they've fallen this low. But I don't even know if the people listening know who I'm thinking of. But at McLaren, who is going to be?
I know.
Well, once they come up, I will mention who they were. But at McLaren, it is going to be. Well, we'll wait and see, because currently McLaren's on the clock. But you were laughing a lot at Alex. Hemi seems to be buzzing.
No, I'm
Himmy, it's 10. Number 10.
Okay. Is
That-
that on my sheet? Or...
It should be on your sheet as well.
What?
Like if you sort
Oh,
column
yeah,
C,
I see
it should be 10.
Yeah, I see.
Ledgeman in the chat says, "I swear they got picked. That's why I didn't pick, or that's why I didn't pick them." What? Oh, well, I'm guessing a lot of people aren't paying attention to who is picking who, but
Craig said it in the chat a little bit earlier, and I thought that was his pick, but he was just talking about who he wanted to pick.
yeah, but your pick was
So,
before him.
I'm just being
so,
dumb.
Yeah, your pick was before
Yeah,
him.
I was
So
just being
that's
dumb.
that's just that's a grave error. That's all I can really say.
Yeah. So I've just taken it out of pure stupidity.
That is. MB says, "What is counting?" I don't know what that means. What is counting? What?
It doesn't know how to count either.
Because you said 10, you do talking to him and about 10, so it's like teaching us to count.
I'm a bit confused. Anywho, we're still waiting for McLaren their pick. Who
No.
it's going to be?
I already,
But he is picked.
He's
Yeah,
spamming
but
the
it's
chat.
not made yet. The graphics not. Have we been paying attention, lads? Class have been paying attention. All right, let's move on to McLaren finally. And at number 17, it's going to be Noah. But where is the image? The image has gone missing.
Image in the
Hemi
sign-up,
is what?
Image in the sign-up.
All right. I think we need. I think Noah is just rage baits, and yeah, that's another yeah. Anyway, Cadillac's on the clock next. We've seen Noah move up to tier 1 after being tier 3 last season. Big jump for the new McLaren driver, and we'll be moving on to the next pick at Cadillac, and it is going to be Thori, who joins Mo at tier 1 as his teammate, and Thori will be VCarb next on the clock for Hayes, although Hayes I think is mid-race right now, so who knows if Hayes even knows who's left. But oh yeah, he is still here and has put in their pick, so we'll have to wait and see who is going to be next pick for his. But we'll have a little talk about the previous pick. Noah in the chat is unhappy with getting picked number 17 by Craig. I mean, Craig clearly loves you, Noah, so you know the option was there to not pick Noah, so I don't know. I mean, you know what I mean. But anyway, we'll have to see how Noah gets on. He's made a big improvement this game, and I'm expecting some big things from Noah. I know he's not looking forward to the prospect of being in tier 1, but I'm betting Noah is going to surprise people because he has great pace on this game. As Ollie in the chat says, ads again. Here, lads, for any of you complaining about ads in the chat, you can always click the subscribe button and send me all your goods. Sell me all your money and put it in the bag, and you know what I mean.
What a sellout, man.
But we're going to move on to VCarb. Who is his next pick going to be at tier 1? Also, thank you, Lord McJigglebun, for subscribing with Prime. But Zeno is going to be the next pick at number 19. Zeno will join VCarb along with Echo. So Echo and Zeno sound like two twins joining the VCarb team, as Audi is now on the clock for the third final pick of the first round, and we'll have to wait and see who is next, as Audi's first pick was DZ Racer, tier 2 champion last season. We'll see who joins DZ Racer at Audi. And by the way, I was debating between two drivers at P15 to pick. I was surprised they hadn't gone yet. They still have not gone yet. So there's still two rapid drivers that I'm surprised have fallen this low. I'm sure in the chat they're absolutely crying that they've fallen this low. They can't believe that they've fallen this low. There's a hint. Someone in the chat has mentioned their name in the Twitch chat. And I am so surprised that they've not went yet. If I had a third pick, I would be picking both of them. No, I'm surprised they have not gone yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Does North 8 James or Michael Louis pick them? We'll have to wait and see who is going to go next. As Mallard says, Arrow's crying. I mean, I'm happy with my picks. But also, I forgot to mention, thank you for the follows. LB, I think that's Alex, and Yazoo, who's followed the Twitch. Thank you all, and thank you, Lord McJigglebun, for the subscription with Prime. And we'll see who's next. Who's going to be number 20 for Audi? As number 20 is going to be TJ. TJ is going to join Audi, and we'll see how TJ can get on with his new team. And I will say he is one of the drivers that I was considering picking at number 15, and the fact that he has fallen to number 20, I think he is going to be furious. He is going to be like, what do you mean I'm P20? And we will see who is next to be picked by Alpine at number 21. And we'll have to wait and see. There's 2 picks remaining in the first round. And who will they be? As Ollie in the chat says, how have I been picked before him? And Ollie, I'll be real. I love you, Ollie, but I do not know either. I have no idea why TJ fell as low as 20th. But I'm sure Audi are going to be buzzing. And Audi are going to love TJ during their team. I was honestly considering picking him for Ferrari, but I mean, it's a bit of a toss of a coin whether it'll be Pablos or TJ will be quicker this season. Although I have put my bet on Pablos, an OG from I believe I met Pablos back in TIR back in the day. As my phones went dead, and we'll see who is going to be the pick for Alpine at number 21, the second final pick of the Tier 1 draft. Who is it going to be? And next for Alpine at 21 is going to be Stephen Beecham. Stephen moves from Ferrari to Alpine, and with the number 21 pick in the draft, Stephen Beecham stays in Tier 1. And Ollie is buzzing with having Stephen as a teammate, and I gotta be real, I'm pretty sad in letting Stephen go. He is a great driver, but at the end of the day, it is a results business, and I have put my money on Pablo's getting more than Stephen. But Stephen could very easily pick up some crucial points for Alpine. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But the final pick in the Tier 1 draft is going to be Aston Martin. Michael Louis picked himself, as he had to via the rules, at P11. And who will be the final pick in the draft? And Michael, if you're listening, yes, you do have a choice. There is multiple choices. There's
so many choices.
There's 2 that I thought were certainly going to go in the first round that haven't went yet. There's one blatant one that I am terrified is going to end up in Tier 2. And if this person ends up in Tier 2, I will be beyond shocked, because they are going to destroy the entire league with how quick they are, because they're just way too quick for Tier 2. I'm so surprised they have not went yet. Again, this is the other person I was going to pick if it weren't for Pablos. I was debating picking this person, but I just put money on Pablos, but I could be very wrong. But we'll have to wait and see who is going to be the final pick in the Tier 1 draft. And I hope Michael gets it right, and Michael still is debating. Michael, yes, you can pick. How are you only working this out now? You can pick anyone, but make sure they want to race on Sundays. The drivers highlighted in red definitely want to race on Sundays. And there's one blatant pick that I'm staring at.
Zappa.
Ollie Bean says, "Oh, call it out, please." Honestly, if this man moves to tier 2, I am going to be furious. I almost want to say it out loud to give Michael advice, but I can't.
I just do it, man.
Michael, do you want
It's gonna pick him.
Michael, do you want the answer? Because I think we have to pick him.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you said yeah.
My other pick, who has to be tier 1, was going to be LWB. It was going to be LWB. I cannot believe LWB has fallen this low. LWB was sniffing around the podium all last season. I'm so shocked he has fallen this far in the draft. There was actually a chance of him falling out of the first round, which would have been horrific, because he would have absolutely smashed tier 2 to paces. LWB was one of the quickest drivers last season, and the fact that he has gone last, I mean, Aston Martin's going to be amazing now that they have LWB as one of their teammates. I honestly thought Michael might be stiffed with one of the worst drivers in tier 1 with having the last pick in the draft, but he's actually been given one of the best. So definitely a really good choice there. But next we'll move on to round 2. Yeah, LWB announced there for Aston Martin, and it had to be. I couldn't let it happen. If LWB fell into tier 2, it would be just terrible. But here is the tier 1 grid, and that is beautiful to look at. Let's run through it. Red Bull, a fierce team. Nis and Hochin had almost a second on the grid yesterday in the Abu Dhabi social race, followed by Haas. Berlin and Ty Clear return as teammates. They've got to be one to watch. At Williams, it's Himi and Alex, which I'm unsure how Himi and Nis feel about Alex. I thought Alex was pretty quick yesterday, so we'll have to wait and see. Mo, who a lot of people have been saying one of the quickest drivers here, joins Thory at Cadillac, DZ Racer and TJ at Audi. That's a rapid team at Audi. And next it is Trixie and GVKP at Mercedes. I know Trixie, his last season's champion, is going to be absolutely rapid. Whereas also Nis, by the way, you're on the clock if you're wondering. I don't know if you've said who your driver is yet while we go through this, but Trixie, we know, last season's champion in season 7, so we know Trixie, we know his pace, although I've not seen GVKP or Mo race before, so I'll be excited to see how they get on this season. I'll love commentating tier 1 next season. For those of you who are unaware, the season will be starting in 2 weeks' time. Next weekend I'm very busy, so it just wouldn't be logistically possible. Also have to set up the calendar and everything and do the announcements, so we'll have to wait and see. But at Ferrari it's going to be Kuki and Pablos, which I would argue is the best team, but people may disagree with me. We'll have to wait and see. But I love that team. Also, we've got the 2 British drivers at McLaren. It's Gordon and Noah, aka Rian. And Gordon, we know, is a rapid driver, has been runner-up in WHF in the past. I think at least once, I think maybe twice, Gordon. And hopefully can regain some of that pace. And Noah, it's a big ask for him to jump up, but we'll see how Noah gets on this season at McLaren. Next at VCarb, it is Echo and Zeno, the 2 twins. Even though I bet in real life they look nothing like each other, just the names sound similar. Followed by Alpine, it's Ollie, former champion in season 3, joins Stephen Beecham at Alpine, and that's a very consistent team. It'll be a delight to see them race together. And at Aston Martin, Michael Louis, and he's been gifted a class teammate in LWB. I'm so surprised he fell so low. I was considering picking LWB, but here we are. LWB picked last in the draft, and what a pick it is for Michael Louis. but we'll have to wait and see who is going to be number 2 in the draft. Or not even number 2 in the draft. Who will be the first pick in the second round, as Red Bull are on the clock. And who is Red Bull going to pick as their number 1 driver in the second round? Who will lead Tier 2 for Niss's Red Bull side? As Niss has a very strong Tier 1, and with the first pick in the second draft, I assume he'll also have a very strong Tier 2 team as well. We'll have to wait and see who he has left. But it's going to be very exciting to see who is on the board for Niss and who is going to be the first pick. As Hemi has said, he's ready, so let's see who's going to be the first pick. Number 23 in the draft, it's going to be Seb, returns to Niss's team, and he is the first pick in the Tier 2 draft. As Seb in the Twitch chat says, yo, that's me, and it is you. And Seb returns to Niss's team, although he has moved from V-Card to Red Bull. He essentially stays with the same team captain, so a brilliant pick there for Niss. As next it'll be Mercedes with his next pick in the draft. It'll be number 24, and Alfie will be making this pick for Kobe, as no one in the chat has said fa. As we still have the sound alerts going on in the background. Thankfully we don't have the soundboard going on in the Discord, because then we wouldn't be able to hear any picks. But Alfie is on the clock, deciding who is going to be his next driver for, or who's going to be his first pick in Tier 2. And I'm just trying to see what options are left in the chat for Alfie. There is a good couple options. And let's see who he's picked as we go to number 24. Who is going to be number 24 for Mercedes? And it is going to be MB. MB joins Mercedes and was very rapid yesterday in the social race. Has only got the game, but despite only getting the game, he is rapid pace. As we've seen from the social race yesterday, I think finished P4. So MB at Mercedes could be one of the favourites for the title, as next it is going to be Haas on the clock with the number 25 pick. And we'll see who Ty picks. But MB won last season in Silverstone, won the season before in Silverstone in Tier 2 despite being a Tier 3 driver. So I can think Mercedes can chalk off a guaranteed Silverstone win if Silverstone is indeed on the calendar. So we'll have to wait and see who is going to be picked next after MB. But MB, a very strong driver to battle with Seb so far. But who is going to be next for Haas with Ty Clear? And as I'm doing this, I will now look at who the next driver should be, just to make sure I get this done good and early. Who is the next driver that I want on my team? And I think I'm pretty sure I have Ledgeman. No, you do not have to be your own pick. Why is people thumbsing up? Ledgeman, your own pick is the last pick in the is your last pick in the second round draft, along with Northy. And I think there's a couple other people, but we'll move on to who is next in the draft. And at Haas, I keep wanting to say Aston Martin, but I keep forgetting Ty has moved to Haas. And next pick in the draft is going to be Dub Z. Dub Z moves from Ferrari over to Haas, still has the Ferrari engine, and we will see who is next on the board for Ferraris. Ferrari's currently on the clock, but a brilliant pick there for Haas. Dub Z, who had multiple podiums last season, and brother Dub, as Ali Bean said in the chat, has moved to Haas. And Dub Z, for many, many seasons, has won a Tier 3 championship back in the SSR days, but he has been lingering at the top for many, many seasons. Can it be finally the season where Dub can grab some wins and push through to potentially win a title in Tier 2? We'd love to see it from Dubs. But Dubsy joining Haas, a magnificent move. And I must say, I'm slightly annoyed because I was hoping Dub would be available later on the draft. to pick him up for Ferrari to retain him, but it seems all of my Ferrari drivers, or well, not all of them, but some of them have gone. The likes of LWB and Steven and Dub have all gone already. But we'll see who's the next pick for Ferrari at number 26 in the draft. And at number 26, I am picking up Diggs. And Diggs, a driver who has very strong pace. I'm surprised to see that he's fallen this far, which is why I've picked him up. And hopefully Diggs can be one of the quickest drivers in Tier 2. Has definitely shown some strong pace in the social races so far, so we'll see how Diggs gets on at Ferrari, as on the clock is going to be Williams, and we'll see who Ollie Bean will pick up. And for those of you just joining us, currently as it stands, there is 55 drivers to go in 44 slots in the draft, so there's going to be, unfortunately, a lot of drivers missing out, and I'm looking forward to seeing who will be picked up. Williams next on the clock, and I've just realised I've missed a very good driver, but I'm hoping Diggs still pulls through. But as Ty in the chat says, such a shame there isn't Tier 3, as I've got picks for them. And I it is a shame. I wish there was... I wish there was a third tier, but unfortunately you can't really do a tier with only 11 drivers. It's just not enough. But maybe if we had 11 more drivers, there could have been a third tier, but... we'll have to wait and see who is next on the board for Williams. And this is going to be Ledgeman's teammate. We know he's going already in the second round. So who is going to be Ledgeman's teammate for Williams? But as we get ready for the next pick, any surprises for anyone in the second round so far?
Nah.
It's a big surprise for me. I'm surprised this person hasn't been picked sooner. This driver who I was thinking about picking second overall, but they still haven't been picked. Hopefully they get picked in the first round, because definitely a quick driver who people need to keep their eye out for.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a couple options. I have definitely two on my mind, but I'm trying to think who is the better option. But we now have Ledgeman, and at Williams it is going to be Ollie Bean. Ollie Bean joins his brother at Williams, and they have been reunited here, and a brilliant pick for Williams with Ollie Bean joining the Williams team. Next on the clock it is going to be, I've actually forgotten to be writing down these names, it is going to be McLaren, but first in the second round was Seb, then it was who'd you pick again, Alfie?
MB.
MB. And then Haas was... Who did Haas go for again? I've already forgotten.
Oh, this fucking guy.
Hold on a second.
Dubsy.
Dubsy. Hold on, we may have to have a rethink. Yes. Where the fuck is this name? Yes, Himmy, that is correct. So Craig, who he wanted to pick, he actually can't pick because Craig actually has to pick himself at number 28. So at McLaren, it is going to be Craig. Craig did want to make another pick, but Craig has to pick himself. So Craig, at number 50, will rejoin McLaren, as we'll see who's next in the order. It is, let's see here who is on the clock. It is Cadillac, if I'm not mistaken. But Craig rejoins McLaren. Williams, Ollie Bean. I think Ollie Bean had raced at McLaren before, or not at Williams, I'm sorry, if I'm not mistaken. But he does rejoin his brother and their teammates once again as Thori is on the clock. for his first pick in the second round. And there is a couple drivers that I'm still shocked that they haven't gone this so far. But Thori has his pick in, and we'll wait and see who has been unveiled. But if I could somehow sneak this driver into my tier 2 team, I'd be very shocked. But we'll have to wait and see, as V Carb will be following Cadillac, as we'll have to wait and see who Thori has picked. But
Just picked.
well, we're just waiting for the graphic to come through. But I would say there has been some surprises in the draft so far. I would definitely say the driver that I picked, Diggs, I was surprised he wasn't in tier 1. So I think I've gotten a very good pick at the start of the draft, as also we've got very quick drivers in Seb, MB, Dub. It'll be exciting to see who wins the title. We've also got Ollie Bean, Craig, and still waiting on the next pick at Cadillac, before we have V-Carb, Audi, Alpine, and Aston as their first pick in the second round. As we'll move on to the next pick, as Cadillac will be picking Big Woots. Big Woots joins Cadillac. Big Woots last season was the runner-up in Tier 3, and now has joined Cadillac, and we'll have to wait and see how Big Woots gets on at Cadillac. A decent pick for Cadillac, as next on the clock will be V-Carb with his, as at number 30 it is going to be his, as his last season was the runner-up in Tier 2 and will stay Tier 2 for this season, as next on the clock is Audi, and as Lord McJiggleman's runner-up got picked before the champ. Oh, well, I mean, the rules kind of state that's how it has to work, if you're unaware. But
Tier 3 runner-up. Like,
yeah. I know what he means, but that's just how it has to. That's how it has to go. But anyway, next on the clock is Audi, and Audi's Tier 1 team of DZ Racer and TJ is a rapid team, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Northy picks here. It could be a very rapid team, so we're looking forward to see who he picks for Audi. Then we have Alpine and Aston Martin, and we'll see who Northy picks, as we've got the number 31 as we'll have to wait and see who's next. We're about 3/4 of the ways through the stream, or not even the stream, but through the draft. We're almost at the halfway point in the second round, as we'll move on to number 31, who is going to be number 31. And for Audi, it will be Paige. Paige is joining Audi, and I'm sure Paige will be delighted with that, as James at Alpine will be picking next, followed by Aston Martin. But who is going to be number 32 in the draft, as Paige returns to be teammates with Northy once again. They were teammates last season at Mercedes, now they're teammates at Audi, as next it's Alpine on the clock, followed by Aston Martin. And yeah, Ollie B in the chat does say her dad, by the way, so that may have played a factor in the pick. I feel like Northy would have had to do a lot of dishes if he hadn't picked Paige. Paige would have just went to her room and been like, I'm not doing any fucking dishes anymore. You didn't even pick me. But Scones in the chat says nepotism, and I don't think it is at all. Hemi, it is the bottom purple one. The most bottom purple one. If you're listening. As Rio says, is this still going? Yes, and I think everyone's loving it so far. But it is Alpine on the clock currently. Then it'll be Michael Louis for his first pick in the second draft. Rio Harris says, where's Pio Paris? He must have forgotten to sign up. That's where he is. As next is Alpine in the draft. As I mean, there still is a lot of good picks available here, and I'm surprised a couple of them have fallen so low. But as MB says, bad news, I'm not in Michael's team, but I'm sure Michael. As we'll move on to number 32. I'm sure Michael will still find a good pick in the draft, but here at Alpine, the first pick in the second draft is going to be Techno, and Techno is the final restricted free agent we see join Alpine, or join the grid, and Alpine. James will have Techno as a teammate this season at Alpine. As next on the clock is Michael Louis, and we'll see who Michael can pick, and there is some good names to choose from still. But who will Michael pick in the order? But so far it's been interesting to see. But what I will say is something that I'm a bit worried about is there is going to be 11 drivers who miss out. And who is going to be the 11 drivers? I mean, honestly, now I'm watching this, I kind of wish I had more picks. I wish I had more picks to use because there is still a lot of drivers who have not went yet, and I'm feared that by the end of the draft there's going to be a couple that don't get picked at all, and that would be a miss. You kind of wish you had you could sign some backup drivers, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that. If we did have a third tier, it'd be nice because there is a lot of drivers here who will unfortunately miss out, but there's the hope that I assume there will be some drivers this season who don't turn up, and then that's where the reserves step in and get a seat. But there still is a lot of quick drivers left on the board here in Tier 2, and I must say Tier 1 and Tier 2 are very rapid this season. And it's already it's really just a shame that we don't have a third tier, because there is so many quick drivers who may have to miss out just for the season opener, but I'm sure a lot of them will want to reserve, and there'll be people even forget the race is on. So we'll have to wait and see. But Michael has made his pick, and at number 33 in the draft, it is going to be Andrew. Andrew joins Michael Louis at Aston Martin, and last season Andrew was racing for Aston Martin and had a great season in Tier 3 and helped them to the to P3 in the overall Constructors' Championship, which Ty, I'm pretty sure, is a bit gutted by because he's missing out on one of his drivers, but Ty will have to move on. As next it is Red Bull on the clock for their final pick in the draft, as I've forgotten to write the name down of Andrew. As next on the clock is Red Bull for their final pick, and all the teams now are making their final picks in the draft. Who is it going to be? And I'm just trying to do the math. Have I got... There is a couple options that I want, and I think I'm pretty much guaranteed a quick driver at 37, which I'm pretty happy about. But we'll have to see what Mercedes has picked before me, as we'll see.
Oh, don't you have to pick yourself?
What?
Don't you have to pick yourself?
Oh, shit, I do. Fuck. I forgot about myself. I was about to not pick myself. Oh, my God. Oh Jesus! I completely
I thought
forgot
you were
about
just trying to
myself.
hype yourself up.
Oh Jesus!
He's doing
I
only comps
actually,
this season.
I will say once they're picked who I wanted to pick, but I honestly want to kind of pick them over myself because they're better than me. So I'm a bit pissed I can't pick them now. Oh damn it! Oh damn it! Here I can sit out. I can sit out the season, lads. Don't worry, and I'll get them in. Ferrari will win without me. But let's see who Red Bull's pick is going to be. And Red Bull's final pick in the draft is going to be Chino. And Chino joins Red Bull for Red Bull's final pick. So the Red Bull grid has been set. And that is 4 quick drivers for Red Bull this season. As Alfie is on the clock for his final pick at Mercedes. And I must say I'm very bummed that I've had to pick myself because there's so many quick drivers that I want to pick that are still left that haven't went yet, and I'm very surprised that they've not went yet. But oh well. But anyway, next at Mercedes we will see who is gone next. It is Alfie at Mercedes. And it really sucks because there's 2 drivers that I want to pick that I'd be guaranteed one of them if I didn't have to pick myself. But a brilliant pick there for Alfie. Alfie, Tier 3 champion last season. And next season, Alfie moves up to Tier 2 with 2 Mercedes, joins MB. That's a very strong team at Mercedes, as Ty Clear is on the clock for his final pick of the draft at number 36, and we'll see who Lanky picks. But I must say there's so many good drivers who have, oh my god, there's genuinely like so many good drivers left. There is 2 that are staring me in the face that I honestly thought could have been Tier 1, so I'm so surprised they haven't went yet. It is a bit shocking to me, but here we are. Next on the order will be the Haas of Ty picking. But this has been a shocking draft so far. I'm worried that there's going to be some very quick drivers missing out, as we'll see who Ty has picked at number 36. And Haas, for the final pick in the draft, it is going to be Lanky. Lanky joins Haas, and Lanky will be joining Dub Z, and that's a very quick team with Lanky and Dub, and a very consistent team as well. And that is going to be exciting to watch next season. Is at Ferrari, it's going to be the former Tier 1 champion of Arrow, although he's lost a buck ton of pace. I have been forced to pick myself, even though there's 2 drivers I genuinely want to pick over myself. That's how far I have fallen. But at 37, it's going to be Arrow, and then next at Williams, it is going to be Ledgeman for his final pick in the draft. He has picked himself to join Ollie Bean, so Williams return and at McLaren. Thank you for the follow, Lagmeyer, and thank you, Alfie Hall, for the raid. Welcome in. But it has been a crazy stream so far, and who is McLaren going to pick next? Could they pick one of the drivers who I thought was going to be Tier 1? We'll have to wait and see. But welcome in the Raiders. Welcome in Lagmeyer and Alfie Hall. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. And here at the first ever WHF draft, it has been a very entertaining watch. And I must say, there is still very quick drivers who are yet to go in this draft. And I think I'm going to have to help out Michael in the end, because if one of the drivers hasn't gone yet, I'm going to have to tell him who it is again, because there's one very quick option that I'm staring at, and I'm so surprised they've not went yet. But anyway, at Cadillac are on the clock next. Well, actually, after McLaren, it'll be Cadillac, but at number 39, who is going to be the next pick. And at number 39, it's going to be F1 Mallard, and he's holding the gun. Oh my god, get down!
No heroics into Sandoval, please.
But yeah, Mallard signs for McLaren, and he is one of the drivers that could have been tier 1, and I am so shocked to see him fall to number 39. I honestly think Mallard is one of the favourites for the title, and he ended up being Craig's second pick. That is going to be a massive team. Craig and Mallard, what a team that's going to be. So we're going to have to wait and see. What?
Big Woods can't make Saturday, so I think Thori should be allowed to do 2 picks.
Wait, did Thori pick Big Woods? Alright, so...
Yeah.
Right, so you know what? If Big Woods... Did Big Woods say that in the chat somewhere, or...?
Yeah, he said in the
look
chat.
at your personal Discord chat.
Okay.
He said I can't read that.
So Cadillac will get 2 picks in a row. Essentially, Hemi, I don't know if you're able to do this, but can you go back in the presentation to number 39, or number 29, sorry, to re-pick Cadillac's pick, because I think that's only fair. Because if Big Woods is not going to be racing, I think Thori should get another bite at the cherry. And to be honest, there's still a very quick driver that I'm staring at, that if Thori picked now, I mean, his Cadillac team would be pretty decent. So we'll have to wait and see who Thori picks. He's got 2 different drivers. As we'll have to wait and see who he picks. As for pick 40, it is going to be SNZ UAE, and he's also picked his number 29th pick, although we're going to have to go back in the presentation if possible to number 29 if you can. Hemi, I don't know if you're able to do that. Can you do it, Hemi?
I've worked it out already.
Okay. So we'll wait for Hemi to add it in, the number 29 pick. And honestly, he should have went number 29 in the first place. So I'm surprised he has fallen this low. But at least this... that might have been a giveaway. But anyway, Thori has basically picked the driver that I was thinking should have went a lot earlier. But we'll have to wait and see who that is. But after Cadillac, on the clock is going to be... V-Carb for their final pick, but at 29 it is going to be Ansu, and Ansu moves to Cadillac after having a strong season at Ferrari last season in Tier 3, picked up the Tier 3 Constructors' Championship, and Ansu moves over to Cadillac. Now it's going to be number 41 pick and V-Carb's final pick, and I think that's a very strong team for Cadillac. Ansu and SNZ, very strong team. And there's a lot of strong teams here. I honestly can't really pick out who's going to win. I mean, there is a lot of quick drivers. What I can guarantee is that Arrow and Legeman are going to be spinning all season long. So at least we can guarantee that for certain. But we've got 4 picks left in the draft and still a lot of quick drivers. There's... another driver that's staring me in the face that was very good last season and is yet to be picked. So we'll have to wait and see if this guy gets picked. I'm sure that they will, but we'll have to wait and see as V-Carb are on the clock. But let's see who his picks up, although my phone keeps locking on me. And let me just double check something really quick before we announce the next pick. Yes. Yeah, next pick at number 41 is going to be, if we can skip forward to that. Oh, that was a very quick skip. As it's going to be called Joining RB. And I gotta be real, I kind of forgot COD was not a team captain. So I thought he was a team captain. So I was genuinely having a bit of a brain issue there, and then I was like, oh, I forgot. But COD joins his, and that's a very quick team at V carb. Next, it's Audi on the clock, followed by Alpine for the last 2 picks. And there's a lot of drivers still to go, and definitely one of them I think should be gone already and then isn't. But at Audi, at 42, it is gonna be Northy, and Northy joins Audi as new team captain. And there's still many quick drivers to go, and only 2 spots left. And at Alpine, they're on the clock with NMX James, and let's see who is next. And at number 43, it is going to be James. James had to pick himself, which I forgot about. So at Aston Martin, there's only 1 pick left.
Oh, dear me.
Lads, leave me alone. Anyway, 1 pick left. I'm staring at the person. Will they get picked, or will they be a free agent? Who will Michael Louis pick?
Will they need to be shouted at to Michael Louis?
We'll have to wait and see whether Michael can see who I'm thinking about.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't spoil it. No one hear what he said. The driver that I was looking at has not been picked, as Michael has picked someone else. There is a very quick free agent left that I'm staring at, who is going to be furious that he doesn't have a seat, who had a very good season last season, and I'm so surprised he doesn't even have a fucking seat. But we'll wait for the final pick in the draft at Aston Martin, which I gotta be honest, I don't blame him for picking him. I mean, they're good friends, and also I love this man as well. I have pictures of this man on my wall, but there is another driver that I'm thinking, why is this other guy not gone yet?
Oh no,
that's
Oh,
not
no.
good. Oh Jesus!
just
Right,
put that in.
pause.
Put that
Hemi, I will. I don't know how to do this.
Oh.
I kind of need. Let me just. We're actually gonna just.
Hemi, just
We're
put that.
gonna look at me for a second, lads, while I edit this, because I needed to start the stream
for
from
fuck's sake.
who the person is.
No, you cannot drive 2 cars.
Because I need to
Get this guy off my screen.
I need to DM Hemi the image, because the person hasn't
No,
fucking
we-
put an image in.
We can see the PC screen, by the way, so.
What?
Reflection.
The reflection of you, yeah.
Oh Jesus! Oh, Jesus. Okay. That is. I've never seen that as an issue before. Right. You can also.
Oh, this guy is a bad streamer, man. Oh my days.
Here, lads. The fact that this is scuffed, I think, just adds to it. You know what I mean? Where is this person? Oh, here we are.
If someone give the sub, he's gonna twerk.
Yeah. That is exactly what's going to happen. I will twerk if and now I need to find the fucking stream again. Yeah, I am going to twerk, lads, but here, let's go back to the gameplay and switch away back to why is it over there now? What has happened?
Oh, this fucking streamer, man.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
All right, that should fix it. All right,
It's
we're
a bit
back.
tiring.
We're back to where we are. Here, lads. If it was scuffed, or if it wasn't scuffed, you would be like, here, lads. It'll be less scuffed if you send me all your money. So subscribe right now, and and we'll have more money to make it more professional. But we don't have any money to make it as terrible as it is. But the final pick in the draft at Aston Martin, Michael Louis has selected Scones as the final pick in the draft. Scones sends in 12
No
bits.
heroics into
Thank you for
Sandoval,
sending me
please.
all your
We're in
money,
amongst the
Scones. That is going to go to a good cause. But here is going to be the tier 2 grid. It's going to be Seb, Chino at Red Bull, Dubsy and Lanky at Haas. At Williams, it's Ollie Bean and Ledgeman. At Cadillac, it's Ansu, SNZ. Paige and Northey at Audi. At Mercedes, it's MB and Alfie. Diggs and Arrow at Ferrari. Craig and Mallard at McLaren, Hayes and Cod at VCarb, Alpine is Techno and James, and Aston Martin is Andrew and Scones. A very quick grid, but I'm going to mention some of the names that haven't been picked. The number one name I was thinking was D. Summers. How did no one pick D. Summers? I do not know. Let's see where D. Summers finished last season if I have a quick look.
Our little comment here. Doesn't Scones get double? How many points this season?
If Scones causes any incidents, it is a double. It is double penalties. But I will. D. Summers finished 6th last season in Tier 2, behind MB, who was picked 2nd, and somehow D. Summers doesn't have a seat. What's happened, lads? How has everyone missed D. Summers? What happened? Anywho, Hemi, if you can put the Tier 2 draft back up on the screen, we're going to have a talk through this. Scones Nuki did not sign up. Did not sign up. But let's talk about some of the other names. We've got Gunner, very quick driver, hadn't been picked. We've not got RJ, we've not got Lord McJigglebon, we've not got Raheem or Hamajo. Big Woods was picked, but had to miss out, basically. Pipe Tack, Sci-Fi, and Jimmy Dwyer, although Jimmy Dwyer just signs up as a reserve, but Sci-Fi hasn't got a seat. Big Woods hasn't got a seat, although Big Woods says he can only make Fridays. That's kind of why he's missed out, but there is a lot of quick drivers who have missed out on seats. But for those of you who do not have seats, do not fret, because there is always, every single season, there is always people who do not turn up to races. So if you turn up as a reserve, you'll most likely get a seat very quickly, because there's going to be people who forget the fucking season's even on. So as long as you turn up to the weekends, you'll get a seat very quickly. So do not despair if you haven't been picked. And I can guarantee probably before round 1, D. Summers will be signed for someone. I'm guessing someone will not even take attendance, and then D. Summers will be snatched up by some team. We'll have to wait and see who that is. But an unfortunate result for some drivers. But thank you all for watching. This has been the inaugural WHF draft. And if you can, Hemi, can we go back to the Tier 1 order? And then we'll go back through the Tier 2 order as well before we end the stream. But a very dramatic draft there. So many drivers went in unexpected places. I would say most shockingly, didn't expect Pablos to drop to P15, didn't expect TJ to drop to P20, didn't expect LWB to drop to 2020 or to 22. I did not expect Mallard to drop down all the way to 39. I didn't expect D. Summers to miss out on a seat entirely. But here in Tier 1, it is Nis and Hochin at Red Bull. Then it's Berlin and Ty Clear at Haas, followed by Hemi and Alex Mills at Williams. It's Mo to Solver and Thory at Cadillac, DZ Racer and TJ at Audi, Trixie and GV, KP at Mercedes, Cookie and Pablos at Ferrari, Gordon and Noah at McLaren, Echo and Zeno at VCarb, Ollie and Beecham at Alpine, and Michael Louie and LWB at Aston Martin. And it's a very strong grid in Tier 1. I am buzzing for the season. For those of you unaware, the season starts in 2 weeks' time. We've still got to work out the calendars, and we'll move on to the Tier 2 grid as well. But it's going to be a very exciting season. Seb and Chino at Red Bull in Tier 2, followed by Dubsy and Lanky at Haas, Ollie being in Ledgeman at Williams, Ansu and SNZ at Cadillac, Page and Northey at Audi, it's MB and Alfie at Mercedes, Diggs and Arrow at Ferrari, Craig and Mallard at McLaren. I would say arguably one of the best teams, alongside Hayes and Cod at VCarb, another one of the best teams, Techno and James at Alpine, and Andrew and Scones at Aston Martin. And that is your full grid. And there's so many drivers who have missed out on seats, but I'm sure will be in a seat very, very soon. But thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, please drop a follow. But before we move out, for the team captains who are still here, what are your reactions to that draft?
surprising. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Nissa didn't pick Ansu, to be honest. I was expecting Nissa to go Ansu.
I honestly was. I was debating between Ansu and Mallard, and then realized I had to fucking pick myself. And I was like, oh Jesus. Genuinely, I was like, oh, this is a really hard choice. And then I was like, oh shit, you've mentioned I had to pick myself. And I genuinely, if no one had mentioned it, I would have went the full draft without picking myself, which would have been hilarious if I just went, oh fuck, I forgot to pick myself. And then I would have not had a seat in my own fucking league, which would have been really shit. But I'd have to deal with it because I didn't pick myself. But here, thank you for reminding me. So at least I do have a seat in my own league. But here, Ferrari might have done better without me. So I will have to see how the season goes. I honestly think Mallard will definitely have a better season than me. I'm surprised Mallard fell as low as he did. So I would have 100% picked Mallard before myself. But here. Crazy draft. I'd say the biggest surprises for me who didn't go tier 1 is probably Mallard and Diggs, but a very crazy draft. Before we head out, I'm just going to double check who is still in the call and get their final thoughts. But Nis at Red Bull, how do you feel about your team?
Yeah, I feel good. If I have some trouble with my second tier 1 driver, there is always someone out there to be the replacement. Tier 2 I'm very happy with. Very good 2 drivers. Seb I obviously know is very good, so I think he can actually challenge for the title.
And with being the number 1 pick in the second round, I do think Seb is one of the favourites. Along with probably Mallard and Diggs and who else do we have there? MB very quick yesterday as well. Dubsy and Craig always about there as well. So we'll have to wait and see how tier 2 goes. As Alfie, how do you feel about your Mercedes team?
Oh, I'm very excited about my team. I've got I'm very confident about my tier 1. Trixie, of course, won tier 1 last season. And Jim Kippy is a really good friend of mine, and I know how quick he can be on his day. MB, it was between him or Ansu to be my first pick. Of course, I picked myself second, and I'm hoping that me and MB can work together very well and hopefully challenge for constructors if that's possible.
Yeah, and we'll have to wait and see how Mercedes get on. We'll move on to Ty, if you're still here. Ty, how are you feeling about your Haas team?
I feel like I chose sort of a safer option. Berlin was sort of the 8th quickest on the list, and my tier 2 drivers was, I know Lanky from local, and Dubsy was quite average in the tier 2 sort of category. I would have chosen a couple more for tier 3, but that wasn't available.
Yeah, that is annoying. Honestly, by the way, there is 2 weeks until the start of the season, so if we randomly got 11 more drivers to join WHF and sign up and everything, there could be a 3rd tier, but I doubt it's going to happen because many people are given warning to sign up, and then there just hasn't been enough people signing up, unfortunately. I would love to have a 3rd tier because I would put myself in there, but unfortunately it just doesn't seem like we have enough numbers for a 3rd tier. There has been a lot of drivers missing out, but thank you, Ty, anyway, as we'll move on to well, I suppose I'll speak because I'm 4th in the order. Cookie, I was my always number 1 pick, and I will help him download some mods to give him a Red Bull engine on his PC so that he's happy racing in a Ferrari. And then Pablos, a rapid driver, so surprised to see him drop out of the top 11. Never mind down to P15. So Pablos, good pick. But we'll move on to let's see who is next here. It is Ledgeman, if you're there, how do you feel about your Williams team?
Absolutely goated, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait, who did I even pick for tier 1?
It's a good start. That is a good start. That is a good start. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure I picked some good drivers. Oh yeah, it was Himi, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, he's always been a quick driver, being able to be fast in pretty much any car he touches. So that's, I'm hoping, not really seen much of him on these regs, but I'm hoping that could come out to be quick. And then the other driver that I completely forgot their name, I saw that they were like the fastest of the times that was left available. And then after everyone said, now I'm really worried that they're going to get themselves a season ban. But we're going to deal with that when it comes to it. And then tier 2, it's me and Ollie going back to, what was it, like season 6 when we were Aston Martin teammates, and he absolutely smoked me in every quali and every race. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, but
well,
we just have to wait and see.
We'll be looking forward this season as you're hopefully going to be the Lance Stroll to the Alonso that is Ollie Bean. But we'll have to wait and see.
Wait.
As Craig is next. Craig, how do you feel about your McLaren team? What I will say is I'm very jealous that for tier 2 you've got Mallard. How does that feel, Craig?
Yeah, it's awesome. I've in tier 1. I want to pick people that you fill it up for races. I mean, that's one of the correct with the league races. You have to be consistent. So. Echo was really consistent last year, but I mean, we have really consistent drivers for tier 1, and for tier 2, Mal and I we always race together, and I love his racing style. It was like a blessing to build for the pick. So it's be fun.
I do think Mallard's quite similar to Ollie in the fact that I honestly don't see Mallard getting many poles in tier 2. But his race pace is class, so I think Mallard's going to pick up multiple wins, if not the title itself. I think a lot of the drivers at the top of tier 2 will be looking over the shoulder at the new McLaren driver. As we'll move on to Thori at Cadillac. And Thori, how do you feel about your Cadillac team?
I think I have a pretty good lineup for tier 2 and tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope for tier 2 that we can score podiums and maybe good points.
Mm-hmm. And I would move on to Hayes, but I think Hayes is probably still racing, and I'm impressed Hayes was able to pick people while racing. That is a strong feat. That is a good feat. But Hayes, I'm pretty sure, is happy with their team, and also Hayes has Codzilla as a teammate next season, which I'm sure she's going to be very pleased about. As we'll move on to Northie if he's here. I don't think Northie's still here. But
Northie had to go to bed.
Oh yes, because
yes.
Northie wakes up very early in the morning, so I'm glad we had Northie while we did, and Northie's picked a very strong team as well at Audi, especially DZ Racer and TJ. Surprised TJ fell so low, and that is going to be a very quick Audi team next season. It's going to be brilliant to watch. The only reservation I have is I hope everyone turns up, because if everyone turns up, tier 1 is going to be absolutely rapid. And we'll move on to Alpine. And James, how do you feel about your Alpine team?
I'm actually happy with it because I know Ollie and Stephen are very quick anyways, because I've been watching the tier 1 races a good few times. Tier 2 pick, Techno's, I'm in a league with him in 2 league races. He's same pace as me, but he's a bit quicker. Me, I'm washed.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully at Alpine you can have a good race, as TJ in the chat says, shout out Adam for the great slideshow. And honestly, we will shout out Adam just in a second, but we'll move on to Michael Louis before we do. Michael, how do you feel about... Oh, Michael's gone. I will do a quick overview of the Aston Martin team. I think Aston got very lucky getting LWB with their last pick in the tier 1 draft, so a very strong team there. And then Andrew and Scones, which I'm sure will be very consistent in tier 2. Although I did mention I'm surprised to see the likes of D. Sommers not get a seat, although I'm sure D. Sommers will pick up a seat probably even before the start of round 1, I would say. But thank you. The most important thing is to thank Adam, aka Himmy Dimes, who has joined Williams on the screen. He has Go Williams, which
Himmy, put me up on the screen.
Ledgeman posing for the camera, but for those of you unaware, Hemi behind the scenes has been running all the graphics, and what an absolute wizard. The fact that he's made these graphics has been beautiful. He's made the draft far better than I ever dreamed it could be, and without Hemi, just the draft would not look anywhere near as good as it does. So everyone who's in the call, I want a round of applause for Hemi Dimes.
Really round of
bit
applause.
hard.
Yes,
It's a bit hard to
absolute,
do.
absolute goated graphics for the draft. What a wizard Hemi Dimes is, and I'm so glad we've had Hemi, because he's made the draft look absolutely perfect, like absolute perfection. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, this has been the first ever inaugural Whf Driver Draft, and what a draft it has been. So exciting to be a part of. But thank you all for watching. If you haven't followed yet, please do. And our season will start in 2 weeks' time on Saturday at 8 p.m, where Tier 2 will kick off in a soon-to-be-disclosed race. I think the calendar announcement will be next Saturday for Tier 2 and next Sunday for Tier 1, but we'll see how the drivers enjoy their new teams. I hope there's going to be no falling outs before we've even got to the first round. But here, if there is any falling outs between any of the teams, always remember D Summers is available. So if you do want to boot out any of your drivers, there is still quick drivers in the free agency pool available who I'm sure will definitely want to race. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, I've been WHF Arrow, and we will find someone to raid on our way out if we can. And let us see who is live. Let us raid Red Dossa, who is commentating on a race at Austria Reversed, I think. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, please drop a follow, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the opening race of the season, where Arrow is going to win every race and lap the field and definitely not spin 100 times. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.